Okay, so in this video we're going to look at expanding this expression here, and we're going to raise it to the power of 4. So we're going to multiply this out. We're going to multiply it by itself 4 times basically. Now you could do it that way. You could say take 2x minus 3y, multiply it by 2x minus 3y, multiply your answer by 2x minus 3y, and again multiply it by 2x minus 3y. That's going to be quite big and it's going to take quite a while to do. So what we're going to do is look at using Pascal's triangle to expand this expression here. So first of all, I'm going to just write out Pascal's triangle. We're going to take, we just start with 1, another 2 1s there. We're going to expand it out into a triangle here. I'm going to draw another one just outside here. What you do then is you add these 2 1s. 1 and 1 is 2. That goes in the middle there, and the 1 is out here. You put another 1 out here. Take these 2 here. 2 and 1 is 3, so you write down 3. 2 and 1, 3, and another 1 out here. We'll do it once more. Put a 1 just outside here. 1 and 3 will give us 4. 3 and 3 will give us 6. 3 and 1 will give us 4, and another 1 out here. So this is as far as I'm going to go. We're raising this to the power of 4, so we're going to have 5 terms in our solution. So these numbers here we're going to put into each term of our solution. So we need 5 terms. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I'm going to use this line here. This triangle can obviously go on forever, but you just go as far as you need to go. If it's raised to the power of 4, you need 5 of these. If it's raised to the power of 3, you would use this line here, so you're going to use 4 numbers. If it was a square here, you would use this line here, and so on. So we're going to use this line here, so I'll show you what we do. What we're going to do is we're going to take the first term. The first term here is 2x. So we'll just write that down, 2x, put it in brackets, and that's going to be raised to the power of 4 anyway. The first term will be raised to the power of 4. The second term is in here as well. I'm not going to include it, but it's really in here, minus 3y to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is just 1. So really there's just a 1 here, which we won't put in because 1 times 2x to the power of 4 is just 2x to the power of 4. So really all we're doing is taking this first term and we're raising it to the power of 4. Now we move on. Okay, so I'm going to put a plus here, and then I'm going to take this first term again. I'll write it down, 2x, and this time I'm going to reduce this power from 4 to 3. Now I'm going to introduce the second term. Remember, originally it was in here and it was the power of 0, but now I'm going to put it in here, minus 3y, and I'm going to say now it's to the power of 1. I'm going to put a plus here, and we're going to start again. So we're going to start with the first term. It's going to be 2x. Now remember that we had a 2x to the power of 4, 2x to the power of 3, so this is going to be 2x to the power of 2. We're now going to put in our second term here, which is going to be minus 3y, and we're going to put in, remember originally it was minus 3y to the power of 0, minus 3y to the power of 1, so it's going to be minus 3y to the power of 2. We're going up in the powers for the second term here, minus 3y. So let's continue on. We're going to put in a plus here. Now we're going to put in the 2x, the first term, so it's going to be 2x. And remember, this time we had a 2x to the power of 4, 2x to the power of 3, 2x to the power of 2, so this is going to be 2x to the power of 1. Now we put in the second term, which is minus 3y, and see what happens here. We had a minus 3y to the power of 0, minus 3y to the power of 1, minus 3y to the power of 2, so this is going to be minus 3y to the power of 3. Put our plus here. Now the first term here was was 2x to the power of 4, 2x to the power of 3, 2x to the power of 2, 2x to the power of 1. There's going to be a 2x to the power of 0 here. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, so I'm just going to leave it out. So really all I'm going to be left with here is the second term, which is minus 3y, and that's going to be to the power of 4 because we had minus 3y to the power of 0, minus 3y to the power of 1, minus 3y to the power of 2, minus 3y to the power of 3. So now it's minus 3y to the power of 4. So we've expanded these two terms, we've written them all out, but what about Pascal's triangle here? Where do they come in? Well, these are really parts of the coefficients that we're going to put in here. So what we're going to do is we'll take these 5 numbers here, and we're going to put these in front of each term. So we'll put the 1 here, we've got a 4 here, so that's going to go here. We've got a 6 here, that's going to go here. We've got a 4 here, that's going to go here. And then we've got a 1 here for our last term. So we had 5 terms, and we have 5 numbers here that we've used. So now, really that's your answer, but what you would normally be expected to do is multiply all this out, simplify each of these terms. So let's do that. Now, what we've got here is 1 times this here, so really that 1 doesn't matter, it's just going to leave the term the same. We've got a 2x to the power of 4. 2x to the power of 4 means that you raise 2 to the power of 4 and x to the power of 4. If you raise 2 to the power of 4, you will get 16. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 will give you 16. Now you've got to raise the x to the power of 4, so that will give you just x to the power of 4. Now, what about this term here? We've got to simplify this term here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the signs first. We're going to ignore everything else and just do the signs. So we've got a plus 4 here, we've got a plus. We're going to multiply this by a plus that's cubed, because everything inside this bracket is cubed. A plus cubed is just going to be a plus. So we've got a plus times a plus, which is a plus. So all of this is just going to give us plus. Now we've got all of this plus, and it's going to be multiplied by a minus to the power of 1. Minus to the power of 1 is just going to be minus. So we've got a plus times a minus, which is just minus. So that's the signs done. Now let's do the numbers. So we have a 4 here. It's going to be multiplied by 2 cubed. Remember, everything inside the bracket is cubed, so that 2 is going to be cubed. So we've got a 4 times a 2 times a 2 times a 2 times a 3. 3 is to the power of 1. When you do all of that, 4 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, you will get 96. So now we have our coefficient. So now what else have we got? Now we've got to do the letters. So let's do the letters individually. We've got an x here, and we've got to cube it. So that's just going to be x cubed. We've got a y here to the power of 1, so that's just going to be y. So all of this simplified is just going to be minus 96 x cubed y. Now let's do this part here. So this term here we've got, we'll do the signs first. So let's look at the sign. So we've got a plus times a plus squared. It's just going to be plus. So plus times plus, all of this is just going to be plus. Now we've got a minus that's going to be squared. Minus times minus will give you plus. So actually everything here is just going to be plus. Plus times plus times plus. So we're just going to end up with plus here. So we have the signs done. Now what we're going to do is look at the numbers. So what are we going to multiply when it comes to numbers? Well, we're going to have a 6 times a 2, which is squared, and a 3, which is squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 6 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And when you do that, you get 216. 216. So now we've done the numbers. We've done the signs and we've done the numbers. So now let's do the letters. So we have an x that's squared, so that's just going to give us x squared. And we have a y that's squared, so let's just stick in the y squared as well. So now we've done this term, and this term here, so let's move on to the second last one. You can probably see what's going to happen here with regard to the signs. We had a plus here, we got a minus here, we got a plus here. This is probably going to be minus. In fact, that's the way it works. So let's have a look. We have a plus times a plus to the power of 1. So it's plus times plus is plus. Now we have a minus here that's cubed. So minus times minus times minus. Well, minus times minus will give us a plus, and a plus times a minus will give us a minus. So a minus cubed will give us minus. In fact, if you raise a minus to an even power, it'll be plus. If you raise a minus to an odd power like we have here, it will always be minus. So minus times minus times minus will give us a minus. So what have we got? We've got a plus times minus, so we do in fact get minus here. Okay, so now let's do the numbers. So what have we got? We've got a 4 times 2 to the power of 1, so that's just 4 times 2, times 3 cubed. So we've got 4 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. When you do that, you in fact get 216 again. So now let's do the letters. We have an x to the power of 1, so that's just going to be x to the power of 1. And now we have a y that's cubed, so we have to write down y cubed. And the last one here, then we're going to do the signs first. So we have a plus times this minus is to the power of 4. So it's minus times minus, which is a plus, times minus, which is a plus. So plus times plus is plus. And as I said back here, you have a minus raised to an even power. So that's going to be plus. So we have a plus times a plus, so it's going to be plus. So look at the way the signs went. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. And whenever you have a minus in the middle here, that's the way the signs are going to go. So let's multiply out the numbers now. So we have a 3 is the only number, so we have to raise 3 to the power of 4. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. And now we have y to the power of 4, so that's y to the power of 4. And that's it really. We can't really simplify this any further. There's nothing that we'll add or subtract here. We've no like terms, so that's it. Our answer, when we expand that, when we raise this to the power of 4, multiply it by itself 4 times, we get 16x to the power of 4 minus 96 x cubed y plus 216 x squared y squared minus 216 x y cubed plus 81 y to the power of 4. So just remember that whatever number this is here, the number of terms that you will end up with in your solution will be one more than this. This is to the power of 4, so we've ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms in our solution. And for Pascal's triangle here, you would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. Okay, that's it.